Good morning, folks. And here's a wonderful little story about a Dune actor, Dave Bautista, on Twitter, I believe, bitching about the president. I think everyone from Hollywood or just in the world generally bitches about the president for whatever reason. And that's great because, he says a lot of crazy things. So you should probably get some feedback on that. Now, in this case, I don't know if it's dumbfounded or maybe they're not understanding what the president did. And this is the great thing about Trump is that he does sometimes the right thing, but he always says either bombastic stuff or crazy stuff. And it's just, for me, it's entertaining because I don't really care. I don't really care what the politicians of any country say. I care what they do. It's the same problem that people have with the Ford brothers in Ontario when Doug Ford was mayor. People didn't like him because of his family life, because of his personal life, but even though he was doing the right thing and he did all the things he said he would do. So it's the same problem with Trump. He just has a bigger megaphone to say whatever he wants. So in this case, it's in regards to Trump's comments about being a wannabe dictator, how he has all this power, yada, yada, which is fine. I mean, you could say silly things on Twitter. Say, I'm amazing. The Constitution gives me the right to do this, even though it doesn't. So, silly stuff like that, it's just funny to hear. It's harmless. He hasn't done anything which is dictator-like. Now, you could say he's enacted a bunch of powers that cause him to sound dictator-like, but it's nothing no other president hasn't done before for whatever purpose. So in this case, it's just hot air. Dave Bautista, he literally can't give one honest, intelligent answer. Insults is all he's got. He's got a delusional wannabe dictator. Well, we all know Trump is pretty hostile when it comes to people in the media. So this is nothing new. And for the past month, that's 2 months rather, he's been taking to the press briefing room. He's been doing his own conversations for hours on end in the evening. So he's been very honest and open. And obviously, he's going to have a little bit of anger towards people. So this is nothing new. So the argument is that you bought yourself time and you didn't use it to prepare hospitals. You didn't use it to ramp up testing. Right now, there are nearly 20 million people unemployed. Trump responds, "You are so disgraceful. It's so disgraceful the way you said that. Listen, I just went over it. I just went over it. Nobody thought we should do it when we did it." So if you don't know, Trump has been pulling levers since January. And I didn't know that either because I was like, okay, what's the big deal here? Are people complaining he's a dictator? Okay, that's true. He's been using a lot of power. So you could say he is a dictator as a result of that. Or are you saying he's not doing enough? He didn't act fast enough. Or he was too lazy to act. Or he wasn't acting. Like, which one is it? Is it too much or too little? Too fast or too slow? Like, it doesn't seem to matter to these people. They're going to complain about his response. Look, we did a lot. You know you're a fake. You know that your whole network, the way you covered is fake. And most of you, if not all of you, the people are wise to you. And that's why you have a lower approval rating than you have ever had before, times probably 3. And he added, I could have kept it open. I could have done what some countries are doing. They're getting beat up pretty badly. I could have kept it open. I thought of keeping it open because nobody has ever heard of closing down a country, let alone the United States of America. But I would have done that. We would have had hundreds of thousands of people that would have died. We've done this right. Now, this is interesting because he did do stuff. And we can go over the list. I actually made a video about this of the things he did. I think this is it right here.
Last week I signed it.
No, sorry, it's not this one. There it is. Okay. So
People should be more concerned right now with the flu in this country.
A lot of people are about the coronavirus because they're hearing a lot of news about it right now. But the reality is, comparing it to the flu, for example, it's not even close to being at that stage.
What if it is worse? Is this a moment where maybe countries put politics aside, a little bit of pride aside, and do we have U.S. officials? Should U.S. professionals such as yourself get involved?
How worried should Americans be about coronavirus?
Coronavirus is not going to cause a major issue in the United States.
Okay, so a lot of people from the beginning of January were like, this is not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Who should we listen to? We don't know yet. It's all a big mystery. We don't know how this outbreak is going to perform over the world. Okay, so this is January. It's hard to read this, but we had the first case in January 20th in the U.S. The day after President Trump announces travel restrictions from China. So he's already doing something in January of 21st, banning people coming from China. So if you were in China and you planned a visit your family, I don't know, business venture, or you just wanted to go for a holiday, boom, you're gone. It's canceled. Trump is a jerk. Oh, he's horrible.
Well, we've asked them to accelerate whatever they're doing in terms of a vaccine.
So that's March the 2nd. Okay, so he's like, okay, we got to get this cure going.
We will be suspending
March 11th, more restrictions this time from Europe. So again, if you're from Europe and you had a vacation plan or something, forget about it. Done.
all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days to unleash the full power.
Okay, so March 13th, national emergency. That's when he started the Stafford Act. And this is nothing new. So Stafford Act, let's see, under Robert T. Stafford, Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act of 1988, allowing the federal government through FEMA to take advantage of the $50 billion fund for disaster relief. Okay. It's really been used for disease outbreaks. However, Clinton used it in 2000 with the West Nile. National Emergencies Act was called before by Obama. There's all these instances where it's used. Okay, so this is nothing new. So is it too much? Is it too little? Or is it too late? Which one is it, and why are you complaining? How is it anything new?
Of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Medicare patients can now visit any doctor by phone or video conference.
Okay.
At no additional cost.
The first 1 million masks will be available immediately.
As there were more cases, and it was clear that it was spreading out of China, where it originated, the president took this move that he was widely criticized for by Democrats and even...
So this is on the 25th, and on, I believe, the 20th of March, right, the Defense Powers Production Act. So now he has the ability to tell companies to suspend their normal production schedules and begin manufacturing particular materials needed in a time of crisis. So he's essentially a dictator at that point. He's telling, hey, business, you can't do this, do this. So is that a bad thing, though? That is where you should have an argument. Say, well, you shouldn't be able to do this. Companies should do this naturally. And we've seen that. I've seen that in Canada. I've seen that in the States. I've seen that in Europe, where alcohol manufacturers were producing sanitary hand washes and stuff like that. So, yeah, you could argue that. But Dave Bautista is not doing that in this regard. President Trump is disgraced. Continue to refer to him as a fake president and dictator Trump. So I'm not saying he's not dictator-like. I mean, anyone who's doing these powers in any regard, like a state of emergency, can definitely be seen as that. But is it a bad thing is the problem, or is the question. Sounds like he's desperate to save lives in his state. Also sounds like you're getting off from having to call and beg. Now, this is kind of strange, because there's plenty of times when people thanked him for his actions.
some Republicans at the time, which was he halted a number of flights from China into the U.S. The idea was to halt the spread of the disease, keep transmissions to a minimum. He was accused of xenophobia. He was accused of making a racist move. At the end of the day, it was probably effective because it did actually take a pretty aggressive measure against the spread of the virus.
So this is where we have people from other states, governors of other states, thanking the president, saying, hey, he's doing the right thing.
His team is on it. They've been responsive late at night, early in the morning, and they've thus far been doing everything that they can do, and I want to say thank you, and I want to say that I appreciate it.
He returns calls. He reaches out. He's been proactive. We got that Mercy ship down here in Los Angeles. That was directly because he sent it down here. 2,000 medical units came to the state of California, these FMS, these field medical stations, and that's been very, very helpful.
The president has been outstanding.
So I can keep going through this, because obviously there's a lot of people that are thanking him who are on the other side of the aisle, who their states were suffering, and he did something about it. So again, yeah, is he enacting some powers? Yeah, he is. Is that dictator-like? Yeah, I would say it is. It's very similar. But he's trying to help. And obviously the governors of those states are thanking him. It's strange. So Dave Bautista, like many others in Hollywood, have a history of targeting President Trump on social media. Nothing new. Back in March, the actor compared Trump to the Back to the Future villain Biff Tannen. He also described the president's supporters as brain-dead morons. Okay. Again, I don't really care what these people say. I'm Canadian, so it's kind of funny to watch all this. But it's like, do you like the president? Do you want him to enact more powers? Do you not want him to enact more powers? What do you want him to do? What is the correct response here? Don't get me started on President Dum Dum. See, I have nothing problem with people calling smart or stupid. I want to know what's the proper action? Just tell me the answer. Because once you say, if he did this, it would have happened like that. It's like, okay. And how would he have known? Like, this is a very simple question. What should he be doing, and how would he be informed of that? Because that's a simple solution. All you do is get the right people to inform him. Putting aside that you're a scumbag for a minute to point out that you could get so much more out of your rhetoric tweets if you were well-spoken and used halfway decent grammar. Food for thought, you're welcome. Okay, so pretty much Dave Bautista just does not like the way Trump talks. In this tweet, in January, which is like, you're a big dum-dum head. Your grammar is childish. It's like, Dave, that's not an argument. All you're saying is he has a certain reading level and you don't like it, or a conversational style that you don't like. I'm sorry he doesn't sound like Obama or whomever. It's a silly thing. What is he doing that's causing you this discomfort aside from talking a way you don't like? This is the White House press secretary. If you are African American, vote for Trump. You are mentally ill. Okay. Alec Baldwin. Good job there, Alec Baldwin. Probably not the best thing to say, especially if you're on the left. So Alec Baldwin and David Bautista clearly have some problems with Trump. Batman inspired actor Michael Keaton also posted that President Trump needs to get out of the way. Get out of the way of what? See, that's a pretty typical statement from people on the right as well, who are very right-leaning people who like free association. I can't remember the name of these people again. I don't know. I'm Canadian, but getting out of the way is the common response to anything from the government. So, hating or yelling, just please get out of the way. No one will get mad. Please move out of the way. Please. What does that mean in regards to what? Michael Keaton. The Umbrella Academy actress Ellen Page also claimed that President Trump's current policies in regards to the environment are destroying the world and destroying the future. Now, I would say, sure, in regards to the budget, or the debt, rather, spending all this money, preventing civil liberties, freedom of association, that sort of stuff. But that's exactly what a quarantine is. So you are forced not to go outside, which is strange because I thought America was rather big on freedom, regardless of the situation. And I don't think there's a clause in the Constitution that prevents people from doing things, except when there's a virus going on. So it is a scenario for political questioning. I can definitely say that this is very curious. We're not sure what's going on, but people just saying stupid things, calling him a wannabe dictator, without explaining yourself isn't helping. So tell us, Hollywood, tell us, people of the world, what should someone do in this scenario? Maybe you should give him a call. Give your governor a call. Give your mayor a call. Say, hey, why isn't this happening? They're open to suggestion. And I can keep playing this video of all the people that thanked him over the months for his actions, who are on the other side of the aisle, and they're open. They're open. I'm sure they're open to your suggestions as well. So it's not a one-way communication street. I just don't think these comments have very much substance. So Anyway, thanks for listening, people. Have yourself a great day.